Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for XRP, Link and ADA price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with XRP here to understand what is going on. First, of course, on the micro level, we need to understand a little bit what's going on the macro level first, where we have, of course, a wave A or a wave 1 as an impulse finished there in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Followed by a potential very sideways correction WX and a wave Y. The wave Y is your triangle here, ABCDE, and we start to see an impulse here finished, of course, for wave 1. Now, as you can see, as a fib level for a wave 2, they are clearly, of course, potentially taken here, and we see, of course, a 0.618, which is the most common target for a wave 2 normally. Very close to it, but basically if we are in W, X, and a Y here, complex structure, it can be, of course, a finished structure, but I believe that for XRP, there is something missing still. Yeah, so if we are even W, X, and a wave Y, I'm still looking here for the wave Y to be in 3 waves at least, and it still can be, of course, kind of like an ABC. So the possibilities, of course, are still there. Even don't forget that you can still dive a little bit deeper for wave 2 to reach the blue box exactly here, which is the perfect fib levels for wave 2. And then, of course, I would say it will be much more convincing if we have kind of like a finished structure here for wave Y and then pushing toward the upside. Now, if we move inside it for the 2 hours chart here, we can see that, of course, we have an impulse that we saw, of course, last week, and we still might be in a wave 4, but I still see some weakness here for this wave 4, especially that it looks very impulsive over there in 5 waves. And what we get here is kind of like a correction, 3 waves, so we might still be in a correction ABC here as an A, B, and a C expanding flat, so we gotta be careful with it, because it doesn't look like something finished over there for this structure as well. It means, of course, if you are in wave C here, well, this is already looking like 3 waves and very complex. I would say it is an A, B, and a C here, looking for a little bit higher because we might be in a wave C as, of course, expanding flat there, and looking for something probably even can be an ending diagonal as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. So very likely, I don't see even like really push toward the upside, such as the altcoins that I are showing today. Also, Bitcoin is moving toward the upside, so I still see some weaknesses. And if we take a look also at the indicator here, we can see that we have some pressure still. Now we have invalidation of the bullish even, so therefore, yeah, I don't see a very strong trend, and obviously that this is not a divergence there, and that's why, of course, we see a little bit of overlapping here also, and we still have, of course, something, yeah, to unfold maybe for higher. Now we got invalidation for bearish, meaning, of course, the price took the high here, but nothing is impulsive. Yeah, so this is the thing. Nothing is impulsive, and we might be here in zigzag, so wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, and a 5. So basically, I still see some weaknesses for XRP. I would say a little bit higher can be very likely, and then dropping down. And by dropping down, this is going, of course, to take the invalidation for the wave 1, 1.95, meaning turning this into an ABC. We gotta be careful, of course, A, B, and a C here, and which is a corrective wave, and then yeah, seeking for lower, as we saw, of course, on the daily. Yeah, so we might still have something to unfold for lower there to finish up, of course, a structure ABC 3 waves, or even it can be a diagonal. Nobody knows. So it can be even a wave C diagonal, or it can be 3 waves at least, and then pushing for higher. So for Link on the daily here, we are looking also at a potential 1-2. So this impulse as a I would say a diagonal, not impulse, in case we are in zigzag here, wave 1, zigzag wave 3, zigzag wave 5. Of course, it is a truncation here for wave 5. Many times it happens in diagonals. And if we are in a correction here, well, the wave 2 is very close for the testing area that we're looking for. Yeah, so basically it can drop down even for lower. It doesn't mean that it cannot, especially that we still here in a potential A, B, C, D, and a E, probably as a triangle. Or it can be, of course, as well, a 1, 2 here, since you have a leading diagonal. It can be an AB as well, AB and a C there, and then pushing for lower. So we have still several possibilities, which can be corrective, ABC, it can be the triangle, and then dropping down as well. Or if you are bullish here, you are in a 1, 2. However, 886 taken everywhere here, and especially for wave 2 it's reduced so much the possibility, of course, to be in a wave 3. Now in case we are in a something impulsive, it can be the wave C here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still unfolding to reach, of course, the wave C target as 1 to 1 fib level in confluence, of course, within this area. If we dive inside it on the 1 hour chart, we can see, of course, that this impulse is still, of course, valid. And yeah, the invalidation is not taken yet, I would say. So it's still safe somehow, wave 4, and started to push toward the upside. So invalidation is still very far, I would say. This push toward the upside can reach, of course, our target there, which is, of course, between the $15. 15.5 and $15. It can be, of course, something as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, reaching the 1 to 1 fib level, which is also in confluence with the A, B, and a C. So for Link, I would say even, yes, there is a possibility to push for higher on the micro level, but don't forget on the macro level, we might still have a possibility to drop down here in something, of course, lower. And it can be, of course, a wave 2 still unfolding. If we are in double 1, 2 here, you have wave 3, 4, and a 5. A 4 and a 5 can still be, of course, unfolding. And this wave 4 can be the triangle or can be, of course, an ABC zigzag toward the upside. And then, of course, pushing for the wave 2. If we take a look also at the KGT here, now we can see we have invalidation for the bearish, meaning, of course, we push for higher. But also you have invalidation of bullish, meaning, of course, yeah, I mean, it's already clear that we took the low, there is no divergence. But even with this, we are pushing for higher. Why? Because also this FIDI line is opening in divergence at the same time here. But we start to see some weakness, yeah? So we gotta be careful. This move can be a 1, 2, 3 here. We're looking for 4 and a 5 still. I'm still looking for a little bit higher here, definitely. And it can be, of course, finishing a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here to push for higher. But yeah, I mean, it is very clear that nothing is very strong here to push for really a bullish scenario rather than just finishing a correction. And this is, of course, very clear there. And we might, of course, still drop down. Yeah, so it can still be turning into an ABC here. And if this is going to turn into correction, so we got to be careful. It can be, of course, your ABC triangle and then pushing down. Yeah, so you have an A, B, C, D, and an E, and then, yeah, dropping for a wave 2, deeper wave 2, and to finish a wave 5 potentially there. So we'll see that. We'll see. And basically, we gotta be careful. I'm not really convinced that we are very bullish. And of course, I see some weaknesses a little bit here. I'm gonna check a little bit the lower time frame. Well, everything is gonna be invalid right now, yes, because of course we took the high. So we'll see, guys, but be careful. Something is still very, very corrective over there for Link. So yeah, lower prices can still be unfolding for ADA. For ADA as well, we're looking here on the all-time history. We have, of course, for the daily here, we have as well. Let me put all of it. Here we go. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2 potentially still unfolding. But of course, I mean, if you are in a wave 3, this double 1, 2 should unfold something very, very bullish, right? In case that we are corrective here in an ABC finished wave B, that means, of course, you are in a bigger correction, and you therefore you're still looking here for something for lower. It can be a 1, 2, 3, and then wave 4 and a 5. Can the wave 5 be finishing here as an ending diagonal or as an impulse? we're gonna see it internally anyway. So in the 2 hours chart here, within this drop where we are looking at a potential 1-2 here, first I think on the 4-hour chart, yeah, we have bigger 1-2 and potentially wave 3 and then wave 4 and a wave 5. The wave 5 can still be unfolding, but don't forget that this is already a finished impulse where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 3, 4 and a 5 and the 1-2 there. So therefore you are looking at a structure here, impulsive, which is still can be of course an ABC zigzag before you continue to drop down. So by all means, if we are in an A, B, and a C here, well, it can be a finished 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, but actually it can be double 1, 2, wave 3, 4, and a 5, and then 4 and a 5. That's why we still have one more wave 5 that it might be finishing over there, yeah, because you have double 1, 2 as well. So we'll see, even it can be a bigger 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 can itself be something even as diagonal to take even the wick, meaning deeper wave 5. So this is another possibility as well. So yeah, we cannot yet say that we are totally bullish here for ADA, despite of course this move. We gotta be careful also from this move in case it is impulsive internally. It can be 1, 2, 3 here, but I doubt it a little bit because this impulse look already an ABC, honestly. I doubt the wave 1 there, but it can be, of course, a 3 waves down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Still, to reach something corrective here, can be, of course, kind of like wave C in a regular flat, potentially reaching this high as a wave C, meaning an A, B, and a C over there. Now, if in case that it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which I doubt it a little bit internally, this all of it looks like one impulse. And in case it is a wave 1, which is lower possibility, 1, 2, wave 3, well, target is gonna be $0.60. But yeah, to be watched the 0.50 first, which is much more potential scenario here. In case, of course, we drop down later, yeah. So it might be the thing. So basically, because it is finished here and we got only one structure up, so I'm expecting definitely a second structure to take the high there. But first to be watched this area. And for ADA, now that's why, yeah, I mean, ADA, of course, also show invalid bullish as well. So nothing is really bullish that it might push for a wave 3. Already given invalidation. However, the CVD line is in very divergence within the price, and that's why we see push for higher. The price took the high above, of course, is this a signal, meaning invalidation for bearish, meaning yes, we can continue for higher in higher possibility. And of course, as per Elliott Wave, at least we are looking for this pattern there to reach the 1-to-1 fib level. So yeah, I would say higher prices for ADA on the micro, but be careful from the macro level that it might, of course, push for lower again. That was it for XRP, Link, and ADA. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.